Hello to the people that just stopped through here, and thank you for that thumbs up. Whoever it came from, I appreciate you. Y'all know I don't fuss about the thumbs up, but I do appreciate them. They are appreciated. It's nice and cloudy. It's nice and cloudy out here, y'all. So we're walking. It's been raining a little bit. Not too much. It's nice and cloudy. A good day to be outside. Every day is a good day to be outside, okay? Every day is a good day to be outside. Oh, the phone looks real cloudy. You can tell. You can tell. You can tell. Really, really. Oh, okay. They had fun with that. Y'all know I be nosy. I be nosy. So happy Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday. Happy Talking Tuesday. We can talk about any and everything over here as long as it's within reason, sensible, even debatable. Just don't get angry with each other. But we know some topics can be passionate. Some topics can make you angry. Just know how to control it. That's the best thing to say. Like I said, anger is not a mental disorder. But it can be a big sign of a mental disorder. Anger. Anger is normal. Anger is natural. Anger is just one of those emotions, one of the natural emotions that we have to process our way through. But sometimes anger can be a sign of a bigger issue. Right? Right? Anger can sometimes be healthy. It can sometimes be healthy. Sometimes you need to become angry at certain things to be able to let other people know how those things affected you in a negative way. But anger also, though not a disorder, can be reflective of other disorders. So you got to be careful with anger. I put it like that. It's okay to become angry. Anger is a natural emotion, but a lot of times we have to be careful with the way we allow anger to handle us. Because let me tell you, our emotions are a reflection of how we handle things, but certain emotions can sometimes start to handle us. Okay, they can start to handle us. Not just anger, anxiety. Anxiety, depression. Hey, Vanessa. Hi, Lunch Pride. Just stopped by to say hi. And I'm at work getting ready to get off and head to the grocery store. Look, Vanessa, I got to go to the grocery store too. Hey, Sharonda says, hey, Lunch Pride. I got to go too because the week of Thanksgiving, I didn't have to be all up in those grocery stores. People all up over you and around you, all in your face. They just got a problem with space. So go ahead and get it now. Okay, I understand. Go ahead and get it now. Vanessa says, hi, Shawanda. Go ahead and get your stuff now. Because it's I like being out. You know, don't get me wrong, it's the holiday season. I really enjoy being out, but I don't like it when I have to get something. Y'all know what I mean? Like Vanessa says, yes. Like people have a big issue with personal space. And listen, this isn't just because of the what happened in 2019. Some people are just like that. You know, some people look at you crazy now when you want your space, but many people were like that before that. You know, they had to have their personal space. There's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't hover over people and get all close to people. And you got some people that don't know how to say excuse me. Like they do not know how to say excuse me at all. They'll just reach over you and then they look at you like you're crazy when you look at them with like the what the heck look. They reach over you. And I know sometimes that's like how should I say? That's regional, geographical. People up north act differently than a lot of people down south. A lot of people down south act differently than a lot of people up north. And it just depends on where you were raised to. But some people have a big problem with saying, excuse me, pardon me, may I reach over here and get this? And I'm like, and some of them just feel like as long as they're not touching you, it's okay. But no, you're crossing barriers. You're crossing a barrier that you shouldn't cross. Okay, Vanessa, see you later. Have a good day shopping, girl. I hope it's not too busy out there. And that's to anybody who catches this live. Look, if you have to shop, you got to go to the grocery store, whether you're planning on cooking a big meal or not next week, go ahead and get it out of the way. Like, even if you're not cooking a big Christmas dinner, go ahead and get it out of the way. You still got to eat. You still go to the store, right? Try to get it when it's not so crowded. Unless you like it like that. You know, some people do. They like it. I like being out and about. But as long as I've already gotten my essentials. As long as I've gotten everything that I need for the holiday or for my holiday cooking, I'm good with being out and about. Because at that point, I'm just picking up extras, you know? Just picking up some extras. I love shopping. I know a lot of people do their shopping online when it comes to gifts, presents, and stuff like that. But I like to go into the building. I still prefer that over online shopping. I still prefer that. And I know a lot of times people feel like, well, if you shop online, you don't have to worry about your stuff being tried on before you listen. For decades and decades, all we've ever done was go into the store and try clothes on. You just have to be careful. Like I always teach my kids and my nieces and nephews, my younger cousins, when you're trying on those clothes, you got to check them. Okay? You got to check them. Because you can best believe that everything that you get online, you come all pressed, neat, and all packaged. But it doesn't mean it hadn't been out before. It doesn't mean someone didn't return it. When people get returns, just like with online shopping, just like in the store, they check those clothes out. And if they're okay to resell, they resell them. Because all the person did was just return it. As long as it's not damaged or anything like that. Maybe they wash them, maybe they don't. I don't know. But if they threw away everything, every article of clothing that was returned, that would be very costly. So, you know, I think maybe the chances are better that you get something that's fresh and untried if you shop online. But it's not impossible that you'll get something that somebody else has already worn or at least already tried on. So I like to go in the brick and mortar, okay? I like to go in the brick and mortar. Brick and mortar. Brick and mortar. I like to go inside. Even if I don't try it on. If there's a place in your area and you can shop in there, yeah, I know sometimes it's inconvenient having to take things back. But I don't know. I prefer taking clothes back to get my money back or get an exchange as opposed to having to wrap it back up and send it back off. But you know, that's convenient. That's very convenient. But I prefer taking it back. Taking it back, swipe my card, Give me my cash, whichever source of payment that I use, and then you're right there in store. You're right there in store. Now the flip side to that, sometimes the stores can be so out of hand. I'll say that. I'll use that. That's a good phrase to use. So out of hand that you end up having to call someone at corporate. But usually that's not the case. Those are rare cases, but they do happen. Those are rare cases, but they do happen. So what are you guys doing on this Talking Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, Talk About It Tuesday, Tell It Tuesday, tell them what you want them to hear Tuesday? We can make it any kind of Tuesday. But what we know over here is that we're walking and talking, hoping that you will get up and move, and that you will keep moving, and that you will be consistent with your moving, be consistent and be persistent about being consistent. At least 30 minutes each day out of the week. If you can't do 7, strive for 5. That way, if you miss a day or 2, you've at least done 2 or 3. Okay? Well, you've at least done 3 or 4. But we know how it goes. Sometimes it just depends on what you want to do. So if you strive for 5, hopefully you will at least do 2 or 3. Right? Hopefully you'll at least do 2 or 3. That is the hope. And it doesn't matter if your goal is to lose weight or just to better your fitness level. It's all about your health and fitness. So not only is your health your wealth, but your health and fitness. I like to say your health and your fitness are your wealth. They're both your wealth. So we got done exercising. Now we're out here doing the second cool down. Okay? So watch the legs move. Look at the legs move. Hopefully you will be encouraged and motivated to get up and move your legs. Again, for at least 30 minutes each day. Or 5 days a week. Or whatever your schedule allows. Okay? Whatever your schedule allows. Personalized, professionalized disclaimer. Right? Don't do anything that you see me do or hear me say over here. Okay? Without first consulting, contacting, talking with, communicating with your primary health care provider. Okay? Don't do it. Your primary health care provider may be your MD, your medical doctor, your CRNP, your certified registered nurse practitioner. They work closely together a lot of times, okay? Your PA, your physician's assistant. If you've had any injuries in the past, your physical therapist, your occupational therapist. If you just have health issues, your specialty doctors, okay? Even if you go to the gym and you have a trainer, okay? Your fitness coach, whatever, your weight loss coach. Always keep all of them in the loop. They are a circle. They form a circle around you. They are an atom. That's what I call them. You are the nucleus of that atom. You are the most important component of that atom. All right? So make sure that you have an open lines of communication with each and every member of your healthcare team, and that they have an open line of communication with each other. Okay? Make sure that they have an open lines of communication with each other. First and foremost, you know how you feel better than anyone else knows how you feel. So when you guys get together, you and your healthcare team, you get together and you formulate, create, put together a plan, a workout, exercise plan, regimen, routine, schedule. Let them know. Don't hold back. Let them know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Let them know initially what you believe will or won't work for you. But you got to remember, too, you got to give it a try. You got to give it a try, okay? Some people are just honest. They don't want to work out, and that's all good. That's all good. At least you're being honest. You're being open. You're keeping open lines of communication. So no healthcare provider is going to be satisfied with that because they want you to move, right? Move those legs, move those feet. Look at the legs, look at the feet. Move, 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 move. Move those arms, move those arms, okay? Walk with a purpose. Walk with a purpose. Move, move, move. Keep moving. Been saying it for over 2 years. We're going to continue to say it regardless of who does or doesn't say it. Keep moving. Keep moving. Be consistent. Be persistent. You guys know I relate things. I'll relate one thing to another thing in a New York second, right? Right. I relate exercising to eating. My warm-up is my appetizer. My workout is my entree. And my cool down is my dessert. Most days out of the week, many weeks, every day out of the week, we come on here and we have a second cool down. And that's when we walk and talk. If you can walk and talk, that is great. That is a sign of your endurance, your stamina, your fitness level. But listen, Sometimes your endurance, your stamina, your fitness can be great, but you just don't want to talk. You want to walk. You want to enjoy the walk. It helps you to unwind that mind, okay? It helps you to unwind that mind. It gives you that time to just be you and be you and be with you. Be with the earth. Go grounding. Go walking bare feet if you need to. There are a lot of things that you can do to just kind of not only help your physical health, but your mental health, your emotional health, right? Your spiritual health. So hopefully physical fitness, physical exercise, physical activity, cardiovascular activity, aerobic activity. Yes, we're thinking physical, but let me tell you, it has a great impact on that mental, emotional, spiritual well-being as well. And that's why we say over here, not only is your health your wealth, but your health and fitness are your wealth. And when we say fitness, we mean all fitness areas. Emotional fitness, mental fitness, physical fitness. Okay, spiritual fitness. Hey, Fisher Time, what's up, bro? What's going on? Yeah, bro, we gotta keep doing. We gotta keep doing that as long as God will allow. Okay. Hello, Lodge, you're still walking. Still walking, bro. What's up with you? What's up? Fisher Time, I thought you were a mod over here. Have you been going live? Have you been uploading? I haven't seen anything. You know how it is. If you haven't seen someone, you'll miss them and you go check them out, or you plan to go check them out and you forget. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. You still out there catching the big ones? Are you still out there catching the big ones? What you thinking about? What? I forgot your team. Oh my gosh. Who is your team, Fishing Time? What you thinking about football? I forgot your team. Is your team San Francisco? Are the 49ers your team? No lies, but I have fishing videos. Okay, I got you, bro. I'll go over there and check them out. I'm gonna definitely check them out. Cause I was getting your notifications back, a while ago. I was really getting your notifications, so didn't know if you had taken a break or something, or if I'm just missing them. The Chicago Bears, they suck. Well, listen, who do you think is making the Super Bowl? Who do you think? I don't like you don't like the 49ers. I hear you. It's so funny how some football fans feel like they have to support the team in their area, the team that represents their area or their state, So I guess what if you got two teams? Like, what if you got two teams that represent your state? Like Pennsylvania, right? So what do? Do you go with the Steelers or do you go with the Eagles? If it was all about that, you don't have to support a team just because they're in your area. Fisher Time says he does not like the 49ers. Thank you for the 4 people got 4 thumbs up. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all. What I always say, we ask for the thumbs up, the thumb ups. We appreciate the thumb ups, but we don't fuss about them, gripe about them, because the fact that you are here for a few seconds, preferably about 30 seconds. See, that's why we don't complain about it. Look at that, bro. When you say thank you for the thumb ups, people leave. And they're not even in the chat. It's like people don't like to be like called out, And it's not in a bad way. I do feel like that's kind of calling people out. Because, sometimes people just don't want to give a thumbs up. But they are appreciated. Y'all need to do it. We need to do it, right? That's encouraging to the content creator. It's encouraging to the chat. Buffalo or Kansas City, Detroit or Philly. Okay. I'm thinking Philly for sure. Detroit has been looking good the past couple of years. Detroit has greatly improved. The past couple of drafts did Detroit good. You need to pick one if you're a true fan. If not, just pick whoever you want. Yep. Or just pick whoever you like. Some fans aren't like uh, they're not rational. Some aren't rational. Like if your team, like you just said, the Bears, and they suck, right? If your team sucks, they suck. If they're doing great, they're doing great. So who's not going to be happy? Who's not going to brag a little bit if their team is doing great? And if their team sucks, who's not going to be mad about it? People feel like you're not a true fan when you say that your team sucks. That doesn't mean you're not a true fan. That means you want them to get it together. Like you're being realistic. You're being realistic. You want them to get it together. You're not saying that you're glad that they suck. Otherwise, they wouldn't be your team. You're probably just a little perturbed by it, hoping they'll get it together. But yeah, sometimes people feel like if you live in that state or if you live in that city, that you're supposed to automatically be a fan of that particular team. And that's not, I can see that. I can see that. You know, that's just kind of how it goes. Most times, if you're in whatever city you're in, yeah, you're going to have a lot of your fans there, of course. But I also understand that they're just fans for whatever reason. They may know someone on the team, an opposing team. They may have lived in the area before, and that applied to them at the time. So when they moved, they didn't leave their team. You know, people just have different reasons for doing what they do when it comes to who they support and who they root for in sports. That was just like the craziest thing ever to feel. When I hear people argue and they say, "You live so and so place and you don't like so and so." Very possible. Very possible. Maybe they haven't lived there forever, you know, and even if they have, maybe they just don't like the local team. Maybe they just don't like the local team. But I have noticed that I'm not sometimes you can like not only not be a fan, but you don't really even follow anybody but your team. So it's like if you don't really know how good someone else is doing unless they're doing like extremely well. Like I noticed I don't really follow the Lions, but I know that the past couple of seasons they have greatly improved. I know that the draft has been good to them. I know that the draft has been good to them. And you got some people, like you say, like you need to pick one if you are a true fan, if not just pick whoever you want. Right. And you got some people, they couldn't care less. Like they couldn't care less. So yes, you guys, I was telling you earlier, please, disclaimer, professional disclaimer, personalized disclaimer. Don't do anything that I say or anything that you see me do, especially in my shorts. On mostly a shorts channel. On here, we just get on here and walk. We just casually stroll, okay? But don't do anything that you see me do or hear me say without first contacting your primary healthcare provider. All those healthcare providers that I named, they form a circle around you. They're the atom, you're the nucleus, okay? And these are the kinds of things that you need to hear every day. Like we don't need to hear crazy stuff every day, right? These are the kind of things that we need to hear every day. Push. Keep pushing, keep moving. Keep pushing yourself to be better and better. Not to be better than your neighbor, not to be better than your sibling, not to be better than your parent, your children, your coworker, your classmate, but to be better than you were the day before or better than you were last week, last year. And listen, you're going to backslide sometimes, okay? You're going to backslide, especially when it comes to this health and wellness journey. Especially when it comes to this health and wellness journey. They have some injuries now. Really? The Lions? They have some injuries? Uh-oh. But hey, there's still a chance. That's what's called building a good team. Hopefully your backups can jump right in there and fix it and make it work, okay? Hopefully the backups can jump right in there and make it work. That's a sign of a good team. That's a sign of a great coach. Sign of taking advantage of drafts. Making sure that you have those that can jump right in there when those injuries happen. Making sure that you have those who can jump right in when the injuries happen. That's what it's all about. You hate to hear about anybody being injured, though. You really do. But it's football. It's football. It's football. It's football. There are collisions throughout. For 60 minutes, there are collisions. So the potential for injuries is really, really great. As long as Kansas City does not win, I am happy. See, that's what I'm talking about, bro. You got a lot of people who are definitely hardcore fans, and you got a lot of people who are definitely hardcore haters. Okay? Fisher Time says as long as KC doesn't win, he is fine. He is happy. But you know that's the fun in it, though. That's the one place you can hate and it can be fun. You know, sports. That's one place you can hate and it can be fun. In sports. Sports is the one place you can hate. As long as you don't go overboard, because we know we do have some true fanatics, okay? I'm a mute for a minute, y'all, because that train is loud. So we're going to do a mini lap within a lap, within the lap. We're going to do a mini lap within the lap, okay? Short-term repetition, short-term repetition. Work that body, make sure you don't hurt that body. Trick that body, work that body, make sure you don't hurt that body. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Boom, 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 1. Boom, 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 2. Boom, 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 3. Boom, 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 4. Boom, boom, boom. You gotta trick your body. You gotta work your body, you gotta trick your body. You gotta trick it. I need to go now. Still at work. Enjoy your walk. Thank you, bro. Thank you for stopping through here. I appreciate you. Get that work day done so you can get to the house. It's been almost 30 minutes, so I got maybe about 15 more minutes. About 15 more minutes. We got to make turns, okay? We got to make this walk count. Walk with a purpose. That straight walking is good, but we want to make some quick turns, some adjustments. Some quick turns and some adjustments. Trick your body. Trick your body. Work your body. Work your body. Increase your stamina and your endurance. Increase your stamina and your endurance. The slightest change is just enough. Anybody who catches this replay, I think Bro Fishing Time is gone. But please remember to please support any content creator who comes through here, okay? I would appreciate it. Support any content creator who comes through here and says hello, shows any sign of support. Support positive content and positive content creators. They need the support the most. Why? Because negative content always gets the support. People say they get tired of the negativity, but let me tell you, they are sitting on ready, set, go when the negativity kicks off. So, and we all like a little drama, but not like that, okay? So support positive content creators, and help out where you can, when you can, by giving a thumbs up, like it. Leave a comment. You don't have to leave a comment if the person's live. While they're live, do it during the replay, okay? Do it during the replay. A lot of people don't like to drop down in the comments. Understandable. I get it. And I totally understand it. I do.
Are you able to do that?
I totally understand it. I get it. There comes a lot of unnecessariness that comes with dropping down just to say hello sometimes. It's crazy. There comes a lot of unnecessariness when you share someone out and you're probably not, whatever the content is, sometimes you don't even listen to it. You're just sharing them out because you support them. Y'all know I gotta be nosy. What is that? Oh, just a bird. Just a bird. Just a bird. You gotta, we're all grown adults. You should be able to watch who you want to watch, when you want to watch them, say hello to who you want to say hello to, support who you want to support in the way that you want to support them, and you shouldn't have to explain that. You shouldn't have to explain that. Now, that being said, we are human. Sometimes we will be a little shocked by certain support that we see being thrown certain ways, but hey, we don't know the relationships, right? We don't know the rhymes or reasons why. So just be mindful that it is social media. Be mindful that it is social media, right? But you gotta be careful. You've got to be careful. Let me tell you, social media, whatever platform it is made up of people who are very kind, very good, but it's also made up of people who are very mean and very evil. It's made up of people who work and they have like active lives. They do things. They don't have time for so much of this and that and the other. But it's also made up of people who have time for the BS. It's also made up of people who make time for the BS, okay? So protect your peace and think about that and do it. Think about it and do it. Don't just let it be a saying. Don't just let protect your peace be a saying. Let protect your peace mean something. Let your words reflect your actions. So we're going to walk backwards a little bit. Okay? Let your words reflect your actions. Let your actions reflect the things that you say. Okay? It's just like when we tell our kids. None of us are kids to each other, but we still should follow the advice, the guidelines that we set for our children, for young people. Do as I say, not as I do. You can't expect kids to like stand on that and respect that. So how do you respect it within yourself? Do as you say, okay? Do as you say and say as you do. And you may not be doing it currently, but you can always change that. You can always fix that. Nobody's perfect. Everybody is a work in progress, okay? Maybe, I won't say everybody, because some people are right where they want to be. Some people have been through a lot. So they've changed. And they may not be as perfect as from the east to the west, but they are much better than they were. So maybe for them, they're no longer a work in progress because they have come from so far and gotten so better. So now when they make mistakes, they just say, hey, I'm not necessarily a work in progress. I've made the progress. I just slipped up. I just slipped up. So a lot of times people will use certain terms to apply those terms broadly to everybody else because those terms apply to them. So what I will say is that I won't say that everybody is a work in progress, but many people are. Many people are right where they, so, but many people on the opposite side of that, many people aren't works in progress. They're right where they want to be. Do they slip up sometimes? Yes. But they are right where they want to be. It's just that sometimes they slip up, backslide, but they get right back together. You know, they get themselves back together. You know, it just depends on how you think of the phrase. Some people think work in progress, they mean no matter how good they are, they're continuing and they're striving to be better. And that makes sense. That makes sense. But some people use terms as a way to justify their poor behavior or the bad that they do, right? So a work in progress shouldn't be used to justify the fact that it seems like you're really not trying to improve at all, right? So I think of that the same way I think of other words like when I say most. Unless you know so for a fact, most may not apply to all situations. So I often find myself saying many, right? Because many doesn't have to mean the majority. Many doesn't have to mean most, right? In most situations, you get 100 people to do anything. That's many, but it might not be most. That's many, but it might not be most. So I try to be more careful about the way I think of things, the way I apply words. And you definitely have to be careful with that word, A-L-L. A-L-L. All. You definitely have to be careful with that one. Because you're using a very, very, very broad paintbrush when you use that word. So again, happy Vlogmas Day 17, December 17th. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. A wonderful, wonderful holiday season. I hope that you are having that. The 12 days of Christmas are almost upon us. Christmas is almost upon us. So the 12 days of Christmas is definitely almost upon us. And again, everybody, if you catch this replay, remember, you want to work your body, but make sure you don't hurt your body. You don't want to hurt your body in the process, okay? So if you can't walk and talk comfortably, just walk. You can't walk and talk comfortably, just walk. And if that is your goal, to be able to walk and talk, you'll get there. But even for people who can walk and talk comfortably, we don't always want to talk, right? We don't always want to talk. The key is the walking, the moving, the consistent movement, and be persistent about it. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Help that body to create more synovial fluid, to lubricate those joints, right? Help that body to push that blood through your vessels more effectively, more efficiently. Help your body to move that lymph throughout your lymphatic system. Okay? Move. Movement is key. It is. Movement is key. It's essential. You want to synovial fluid, girl. You want to create that synovial fluid by moving, bending those joints, keeping them active. Okay, somebody was having some horn issues, y'all. They were having issues with their horn. So yes, you want to keep that body moving. Work that body, trick that body, work that body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. The sun just popped out. Look at there. The sun just popped out. Thank you to each and every person that stopped by here, and to each and every person that stops by after the live is over and they catch a little bit of the replay. I appreciate you. Subscribers, content creators, and YouTube. And YouTube. People fuss about YouTube. Get on here, straight clown. Straight clown. About a platform that allows them a free platform. We all fuss. We all fuss about it sometimes. We fuss about all these social media platforms. But when you get on here, you act a complete clown. Oh. You acting up for something that's not even due to you. Not even owed to you. Something that's given to you. And you're acting up. I think some people have started to realize that acting up isn't so. I'm just going to go and say it. All of a sudden, now she's thanking you too. That's something how when people do what you want or things start to go your way, you flip the script. You stop bucking and whining and crying over a free platform that doesn't owe you anything. We're just on here. They offer us things, and I appreciate that. They offer us things, and I appreciate that. Because one thing is for certain, and two things for sure. Never, ever depend on a free platform to line your pockets. Never, ever depend on a free platform to line your pockets. Whether it's to make you rich or whether it's just to give you a few dollars per month. If you get mad and ticked off because it's not supplying that green or that silver, if it's just coins, something ain't right with you. Something ain't right with you. Instead of complaining about it, YouTube, appreciate it. Or whatever, whoever, whichever platform. Because there are not as many now as there were during 2019, 2020. But sit-at-home jobs have always existed. At-home jobs have always existed. So before cussing out the platform, think about one of those easy sit-at-home jobs. They're hard to find now, I'm not gonna lie to you. But they existed before 2019. They're just hard to find. They're just hard to find. You gotta search and work for them just like you do anybody else. And some people would rather sit there and fuss about a platform not giving them enough money or paying them enough money than to do 6 to 8 hours of an at-home job. They'd rather fuss about the platform not giving them enough, allowing them, pushing them through the algorithm, giving them enough exposure. Because you know when you go to YouTube and complain what they're going to tell you. Check the timing of your videos, the same stuff that they tell everybody. Check the timing of your videos. Have people become bored with your content. What type of content do you have? Change up your content. Change up the format. Talk about something different. Do something different. That's what they're going to tell you. Why? Because there are millions and millions and millions of people on here. And so as far as getting rich or getting I would say getting comfortable, that's going to be a small percent. It's going to be a small percent. So it's so crazy to me to see people fuss and cuss the YouTube platform out or any other social media platform because they're not able to bring home like maybe $1K or $1,000 a week. I mean a month. $1,000 a month. That's crazy. That's crazy. Getting that home job. Some grocery stores even let you sit down now at the cash register. If you're able, if you're even able to go, some of them will let you sit down at the cash register. Some jobs will even let you sit at the cash register. So think about that before you get mad at these free platforms and start fussing about them not allowing you to make the money that you need to make. Okay? But there's one in particular, she's finally starting to say thank you. And I know why. I know why. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's funny, but it's a good thing. It's funny, but it's a good thing. You don't have exercise equipment? Use what you see out and about. Stand on the curb at your home. Okay? Trick your body when you hit plateaus and you don't see any more improvement in the areas that you're trying to improve. We're going to slow down now because it's been 48 minutes. And we're just going to really, really walk slowly. Really, really walk slowly. That's what we do most days anyway. But some days we feel like just coming out here and just moving with a purpose. Because when you walk, even if it's not, weight loss doesn't have to always be the goal. It's not everybody's goal. Right? It's opening up your mind, body, and soul. Just relaxing. The R words, remember? Relaxing. Yes, exercising is relaxing. It can be relaxing. For many, it is relaxing. So you want to release, relax, relate to the things that you can, okay? And the things that you can't, you will relate in time. And maybe even if you don't, you'll be okay. Resolve the things that you can resolve and the things that you can't. Eventually, there will be some resolution, okay? Remember the good things that make you feel good. Remember to treat others good. And most importantly, to treat yourself good. We treat our families good, we try to, but we got to make sure that we treat ourselves good and make sure that we're okay so that we can continue to make sure that we can do all that we need to do for them to make sure that they're good. So remember, and we talk about that with the family thing, we talk about being selfish, right? Self, that prefix to a lot of words, self. Selfish, it's okay to be selfish, especially when you need to get yourself together. Your mind, body, and soul. That will help you to be able to continue to get everybody else straightened out, to give them a helping hand when they need it. Your family, right? So we're going to get back to the R words because we can talk about that self word. That's a whole other little segment. Okay? So release, relate, resolve the things that you can. And when it comes to relate to the things that you can. To those that you can't. Remember, re-empowerment. Sometimes you have to repower yourself. Just like empowerment, you had it, now it seems like you don't have it. So you can re-empower yourself, okay? All right? Resist. Resist doing the things that you don't want to do anymore, right? Resist doing those things that bring you no good. Resist doing the things that may not bring you harm, but they aren't conducive to your growth. So resist. You want to resist some things. Reset your mind, your heart, body, and soul, right? Refocus. Reclaim. Reclaim things that were taken from you. And if you don't want those things that were taken, just reclaim some of the things that you let go that you probably shouldn't have let go. So reclaim. Reinvest. Reinvest in yourself, reinvest in your family, reinvest in your life, all right? Reinvest in your health. See, I'm telling y'all the R words, whether it's a re or just a straight up, you know, the prefix re is a bad prefix, right? The R words, relax, not necessarily a prefix, just the word relax, release. Right, be right, right. Just starts with the word R. Be right when you can. You won't always be right because we're not perfect. In a lot of cases, a lot of us are wrong a lot. So just try your best to be right when you can. Okay? But reinvest, restock, you know, restock. Just like the stores have to be restocked. Sometimes we have to restock, restocking ourselves. Okay? Reset, regroup, refocus, and restart. Restart. So we're slowing down. We're just strolling, just moving, because we keep it moving. We keep moving. We keep moving, and we keep pushing. We keep pushing. Another R word, y'all, is reinvigorate. Okay? Reinvigorate. Rejuvenate. There are a lot of good, positive R words. Now, one that's not so positive is retaliate. Retaliate may not be such a good one. So instead of retaliating, sometimes, now I don't know, depends on, that can depend too, it can depend on the reason for retaliation. But think of the other good, positive R words. So, we've given the personalized, professionalized disclaimer. We have. We're going to give it one more time. Remember to always, always, always contact your primary healthcare provider. And we always name them because we don't want anybody saying, well, I didn't know that that was considered a primary healthcare provider. Yes, you're a nurse practitioner. Some people don't have a doctor. They just have a nurse practitioner. Okay, nurse practitioners have doctorate degrees. Not all of them. Not all of them. But a lot of them. A lot of them. So they're your healthcare provider as well. Physician's assistants, they are too. Physical therapists, occupational therapists, nutritionists, dietitians, specialty doctors. Consult with them. Consult with them. Consult with them when you start, restart, or even end. Start, restart, or end an exercise program, routine, schedule, commitment, any of that. Okay? As I always say, I don't know one who will tell you not to start. I don't know one who will tell you not to move. Okay, I think he's gone. I think he's gone. I don't know one that'll tell you not to move. Now, they may tell you how to move and how to start because they've got to make sure that it is productive for you. If you're out here trying to do something, trying to do too much, it may be a great exercise, but you may not be at that level yet. If you're out here trying to do too much, then you're hurting yourself. So we want to work the body, but we don't want to hurt the body. Work the body, make sure you don't hurt your body. You don't want to hurt your body. Work your body, work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. And when it's necessary, trick the body. Trick your body. Do something new. Do something new. Just like this walking. That's not the only thing that we can do. It's a big craze. Because one, it's the easiest thing to do. Two, it's the easiest thing to catch on for a lot of people. The easiest way to start. And three, you don't have to pay a membership to do it. But you can walk, you can jog, you can run, you can skip, you can hop, you can march. You can even march. Pick those legs up and march, okay? March. Make sure that your joints are able to do that, okay? And that's why it's key to talk to your healthcare providers. It may be simple exercises that look simple to you and you think, oh, I can do that. Hey, I used to, even for those athletes, like I say, people are always trying to compete where they don't compare. You never know what somebody else has been on here. They may have been a track star, or maybe not even a track star, but just on the track team. Okay? Play football, basketball, soccer, baseball. And you weren't athletic at all. And you're on here trying to compete with people and you never know their history. They could have been a cheerleader, a gymnast. You just don't know. Right? So why try to compete where you don't compare? Because you don't know people's history. You have athletes who can't just, because they were an athlete in high school or college, or did a few Olympics even. At 35, 40, if they're no longer participating in those events, they can't just run out here and just jump and get started again. But you definitely can't try to compete with them. And the good thing about not letting people know, they're not going to let you know. They're just going to let you keep trying to compete where you don't compare. So why risk hurting yourself? Why risk hurting yourself? Don't risk hurting yourself. Trying to keep up with your neighbor, trying to keep up with your friend, trying to keep up with your co-worker, trying to keep up with your church member, your family, your siblings, your parents. You got some people whose parents are more athletic than they are. Hey, Lakeitha. How you doing, girl? Welcome into the chat. Glad to have you. Okay, y'all. That music. Lakeitha says, hello, Lawrence Pride. Hello, chat. Hello, Lakeitha. Welcome into the chat. We're right at 59 minutes, Lakeitha. I'm going to do a short lap within this lap. We've been on here for an hour, trying to work a little bit, trying to work the body a little bit, work the body, make sure we don't hurt the body. I'm glad that you stopped in here and said hello. So, y'all, you don't have to pay. See, you can use these steps. You can go outside on your curve. Use those things that you have available to you that are free. See? We've been walking. Then we're going to go up here. We're going to trick the body, okay? Trick the body. You see what I'm saying? Just trick your body. When it seems like certain things aren't working, trick the body. But make sure you don't hurt your body. I'm doing good. Hope everything is good with you. It is, Lakeitha. Thank you for asking. Again, thank you for coming through here. I appreciate you. We're just strolling now. See, you don't have to pay for these memberships, y'all. Use what you have. This will help, okay? Use things like this. Help with balance. 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 Even if you have to hold on to balance. 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 Strengthen those joints. Hold it a little longer. Strengthen those joints. Okay? Put that hand on that hip and hold. Turn around the other way and go back and down. Up and down. Up and down. All right? So you can do a lot of things for free. Free. Okay? I know a lot of people, their New Year's resolution will be to lose weight or to get fit, to go to the gym. If you can afford that, great, okay? If you can afford it, because some of these gym memberships now, at the beginning of the year, they are good. They are cheap. They are cheap. So if you can afford them, get them. If you feel like that'll be your motivation or that can motivate you, get them. Even if you've done it before in the past, there's like, there are so many things right there in your home. You live in an apartment complex. Do they have steps? Utilize those steps. Utilize those steps. Sometimes it's just something, it's right there for you. See this curb? Boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam. Drills. You can do free drills with the curb. With the curb. You can do free drills with the curb. Okay? Do free drills with the curb. Utilize what you have. Again, you can walk, you can skip, you can jog, you can hop, you can run, you can ride your bicycle throughout your around your neighborhood. Make sure that you have on that helmet and those pads, okay? Or get on your stationary bike in your home, in your garage. Use your treadmill, okay? Your walking pad, your mini stepper. I just named 10 things for y'all, okay? Go swimming. If it's cold outside, go to an indoor pool, if that's in your area. You don't have one? Get on your elliptical. All right, you don't have one? Play kickball in the yard with the kids. You don't have kids? Play with your nieces and nephews. You don't have them? Play with the neighbors. Play with the neighbors' kids. Play with the neighbors. All right, join a softball team. Give you something to do. You might not be able to hit a ball for anything, right? But just join the team. Tell them if you have a joint issue and you can't run. They'll get somebody to run those bases for you, okay? You get out there, you try. They'll let somebody run the base for you, and guess what you can do? You can just walk behind them. Y'all, listen, you stand at that base, you stand at that plate, you stand at home, at the home plate, you hit that ball, right? And you tell them to designate you a runner. And when that person starts to run, you do this. You start to just skedaddle along as fast as you can without hurting yourself, okay? So I just gave y'all about 15 things you can do. You can go hiking if you can hike in your area, okay? There's so much you can do to get in that cardiovascular aerobic activity. All right? Whether your goal is weight loss or just to become fitter. That's what I was talking about yesterday. Is that a word? Fitter. Look, either is that a word? Fitter or more fit? But definitely not more fitter. Definitely not more fitter. You're going to say fitter or you're going to say fit. There's so much you can do to become more fit. Just don't say more fitter. You're so right, plenty of ways you can exercise. Yep. There are plenty of ways. Walk around the perimeter of your home, the perimeter of your apartment complex, right? If you don't want to go to the park, or if you don't want to just take a long walk away from home because it's too cold or it's too hot, guess what? Just walk around the perimeter of your home. And you get too cold, you can run right in that house, okay? You get too hot, you can run right in that house and get under that heat or that AC, whichever one. Whether you're too high, if you're too hot, you get under that AC. You're too cold, you get in there under that heater. You can walk within your home, okay? Make a walking trail within your home. Walk around the biggest room of your home, all right? And if you feel like that one's not big enough, walk around 2 or 3 rooms. Walk around every room of your home to get in cardiovascular activity. Say, if we ain't got to make it a word, if it ain't, we gonna make it a word, okay? Okay? Because I know when you use more, you shouldn't be adding ER to the word. But sometimes ER sounds kind of funny. If you want to become fitter. I think it's just the way it sounds. I think that's correct. If you want to become fitter. But we can just leave that ER off and just say if you want to become more fit. I'm silly. Y'all know I be acting silly. Y'all know I be acting silly. But just do some things to work on you. You know, weight loss doesn't always have to be the goal. To getting outside or staying inside, but working out, right? And when you work out, make sure you get some resistance, some weight resistance training in there. About 2 days to start. Work your way up to 4. Upper body Monday, Wednesday, lower body Tuesday, Thursday. And when you reach your goal, you get to where you want to be. Hey, you can cut it back. You can go back down to 2 days, right? I know a lot of people, they just want to become toned. They say, I'm not toned enough. So they start doing resistance. They start doing weights about 4 to 5 days a week, right? After about 2 months, they notice a difference and they like it. So they cut back and they stick with 2 days a week. It just depends on where your goal and what you want to do and what you want to maintain. I enjoy you. Thank you, Lakeitha. I appreciate you. I enjoy you too. Like I was saying, like I always say, actually, you won't find a whole bunch of people over here because I'm a shorts channel for real. And we used to do a lot of gaming. We used to do a whole bunch of different stuff. And my nephew used to be kind of running the channel. And I just would use it to go into people's chat that I like. So I have a lot of subscribers, and they come here looking for that. So when they see me out here walking, especially the young ones, they be like, man, I'm fixing to go. But they be like, I'm fixing to go. But some of them come through here and they hang out. They email me or they hang out or they leave comments. So I appreciate them, the ones who still hang in there. I really do. And I appreciate any and everybody who has started to come over here. You know, the only thing that I like is I like for people to come over here to talk, to laugh, to get along, to drop nuggets. I always say we drop nuggets in the chat, right? Hopefully I drop nuggets for you guys. You guys drop nuggets for me, nuggets for each other. Things to help us, you know, give us a little knowledge, like the Copyright 107 says, for entertainment, educational, informational purposes only, right? Entertainment, educational, informational purposes only. Now, don't y'all go around here thinking that y'all can just act wild and think that Copyright 107 is going to protect you from everything, because it ain't. And see, a lot of people has that misconstrued. They think as long as they throw in their Copyright 107, I'd be like, man, we got so many social media lawyers on this thing. It's ridiculous. A lot of y'all should have went to law school. At least criminal justice, because there's a whole lot of lawyers on here that don't be knowing what they're talking about. Some do now. Some people do. They have a background, and they may not be a lawyer. Like I say, they may have gone into criminal justice or something, and they have a good general understanding of the law. But anybody with common sense should know that everything doesn't work all the time. And that Copyright 107 ain't gonna protect you from every time you come out here and wild. Especially when you do it against the right person. See, when you do it against the wrong person, it just goes on and on and on. But when you do it against the right person, that Copyright 107 is not gonna always be the thing to get you out of the malarkey. Lakeitha says that's true. Stefan says you're not Sports Channel, you a Wayne Rush. You heard me talking to my bro, Fishing Time, Stefan. Fishing Time, we be on that. We be on, I'm telling you. It used to be sports. It used to be some sports over here, Stefan. We used to be talking about sports over here. We do some everything. We did some everything over here, Stefan. My bro Fishing Time says he's a Bears fan and they suck. He can't stand the 49ers. I told Fishing Time, bro, that's a true hater right there. That's a true fan and a true hater. He was willing to say his team sucks. But listen, that's a true fan though. Because you got bandwagon fans, when their team starts to look bad, they jump off. They haul a double dollar signs. They haul it. They haul up out of there. And then you got fans who they can't stand another team so bad they almost keep up with the team they can't stand more than they keep up with their own team that they love. Now that's a true hater. Steph, you're a 49ers fan? Uh-oh. Bishop Time said he couldn't stand those Niners. Who did he say he thought was going to go? I think he said maybe the Eagles, the Lions, Kansas City. Who else did he say? There was one more. He said as long as the 49ers don't win it. Buffalo or KC. That's right. Buffalo, KC, the Lions, or Philly. He said as long as it's not the 49ers. I told him I don't really keep up with it as much because one time me and the NFL had a falling out. We had a falling out. But you know, you still like to support the players. You still like to support the players who are there. You know, you can stand by the ones that they do wrong. You know that, you know, and support the ones that are there. Because it doesn't mean that they aren't doing them wrong. It just means that they just got to do what they got to do, I guess, you know, to maintain a living, to maintain their family's way of living, to maintain a lifestyle. Because you know just about all of these NBA players, I'm not NBA, but NFL players, they got the weight of family on their shoulders, you know? They have the weight of family on their shoulders. But at the same time, I fell out with them because I feel like you guys held the cards. You held the cards. Yeah, they held the contracts, but you held the cards. He's a Chicago Bears fan. Lakeitha, they would have been over here talking about what? But no, like I said, that's why I like it over here. We come over here to laugh, to talk, to get along. And even though I have not made for kids, it used to be made for kids. And I still like it. I like it being like kid friendly over here. We don't do too much. Like we don't do too much, right? We ain't fussing and cussing. And even though kids know a lot of cuss words just as well as adults do. But still, even if they know them, even if they use them, it's not a good example. It's not a good example. Even though I know these kids know these curse words, they cuss like sailors, especially when they're not around their parents. And the reason I know that is because when they're out in public, if they see adults, they don't change their vocabulary unless their parent comes around. And some of them, the parents allow them to cuss, so hey. But I'm old school. I'm old school, and when I say I'm old school, yeah, if you're an adult, you can cuss. But if you're a child, you shouldn't. And I know that goes back to well, do as I say, not as I do, not being a good thing. But hey, we're human. We're human. And these kids heard us cuss, okay? But it still doesn't make it right for them to cuss. It still doesn't make it right for them to cuss. They heard us cuss, but at the same time, they knew their place. They were in the child's place. But you got these kids now, they're 15, 14, 15, 16, they think they're adults. So I see a few nowadays when they see adults around, true, real adults, they tone it down. They pipe down. Or if they cuss and they turn and see that someone saw them, they're like, oh. So we still got that a little bit in today's society. We still got that a little bit in today's society where some young people care. And when I say young, I'm not just talking about the teenagers, even young adults in their 20s. They don't like to cuss and curse and carry on around people in their 30s and 40s even. So, and some people like to say, oh, don't be a judge, don't be hypocritical. No, it's just having some sense. Having manners. It's called manners. Okay, it's called having manners. Yeah, when our parents weren't around or when other adults weren't around, we cursed like crazy. And some of us, when we had kids, cursed and told them they better not curse. And so when we look back on it, we're looking like those kids get just as confused as we did, because our parents told us we better not say certain words, and then we didn't say them unless we thought we could say it and sneak and get away with it. But what I'm talking about now is that these kids, they don't sneak and cuss. It's always been that do as I say, not as I do. Mama be talking about don't cuss, and she just be cussing. Or daddy be saying don't cuss, and he be cussing. Daddies don't go so hard on the boys when they start to get a little older about the cussing. But they always talking about do what they say. Shoot, they be cussing. And what did we start doing? We start sneak cussing. Not everybody. I did. We'll sneak cuss. So how do we expect these kids not to sneak cuss? So my problem is the kids who don't have any problems with just cussing in front of you like you're their peer. You gotta have a degree of manners, some degree of manners. Stephon said, well, look, he just say, Stephon, don't talk about my Cowboys. Laugh out loud. Look, he just say, look, Stephon, you can come in here and talk, but you don't talk about her Cowboys, okay? Stephon said, is asking, do the Bears still play football? Lord have mercy. Right, Lakeith, I totally agree. Kids shouldn't be cussing. I'm telling you, look, I always say we be talking, like as adults, we always say we're not going to do this, or not always, but a lot of times we say we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. And we turn right around and do it. Or, so we get mad at them, but you got to think about it. And especially looking back, hindsight is always 20/20. And now that's the truth. Whether you think you should have did what you did and you're good with what you did, or if you think you should have done something different. Our parents were cussing. We knew not to. It was almost like they didn't have to say you better not cuss. We knew. When you're a baby, when you're a toddler, you know which words are bad. I don't know. It's just a natural. I always say that people have their 5 senses, and then they have common sense, and they have what's even more natural born God-given sense. Now, some people will want to say, well, what's the difference between common sense? You acquire common sense. You acquire common sense through trial and error, right? You touch the hot plate, a hot stove. You don't touch. You learn that to make sure that it's cool, to make sure that you don't even touch it. And then as you get a little older, you learn that you can touch it, but make sure that it's cooled off. Common sense is acquired. Natural born sense, that's just a sense that you have, just like crossing the street. Babies don't know to stop and look. But when you start to instill it into them enough, it becomes common sense. But natural born God-given sense is when a person, a child, a baby, a toddler, they know something's not right. And even before you react, they give a reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always tell the story of my little cousin. She was like not even 2 years old. She was walking down steps at our house, and my grandma was sitting on the porch, her great-grandmother, and she stumbled. She didn't fall, but she stumbled going down the steps, and she said, shit! And she just like bust out and started laughing. She bust out and started laughing because she knew, and she did before. We caught it. We caught ourselves. Like, we tried not to laugh. But after she bust out and started laughing, y'all, we couldn't help it. We could not help it. So she knew that something wasn't right about that word. And I'm sure her mama probably had said it before and told her, don't say that. Don't say that. Stephon says, Lakeith, the Cowboys fans are the proudest 3-1 team I know. Look at Stephon. Stephon coming over here starting trouble. Look at Stephon. Lakeith, I guess you're good, bro. Lakeith says you're so right. Yeah, Lakeith, we have that sense that's just kind of ingrained. It's just natural born God-given sense. Like, he gives us all of them. But some of them, they come just naturally, like the 5 senses. But when we're talking about mentality, that mental, we acquire common sense. We acquire academic sense. But that natural born God-given sense, that just natural, just there, it's like you automatically, and even if my cousin hadn't told her that was wrong to say, she heard somebody else say, and babies put 1 and 1 together and get 2, just like we do. So she knew, and she said it on cue. So she probably watched somebody else almost fall. Or she watched somebody else snatch their hand away from something and say shit. It just kind of is there. It's just kind of is there. So even if you want to say it's acquired, it comes so naturally. from what they see and hear. I call it something a little bit different than common sense. I call it naturally born, God-given, acquired sense. Yeah, he's starting trouble, Akiva. Stephon is starting trouble. He's starting trouble. Stephon said we a country Wayne channel. I fell out. Yep. We was when fishing time comes over here, he don't come over here a lot. Cause he used to go live. He doesn't go live as much. And then today he said that he doesn't do it as much. He does like videos. He uploads videos. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people, they say they've gotten tired of going live. And they just upload videos. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I do live because it's like, you don't edit. You just go live, right? You don't have to worry about editing. But I kind of do see now why people do just kind of do videos. It's like, I guess they record whatever they're doing whenever it's something that they want to share. And some of those people don't edit either. And see, my mindset was kind of stuck on, look, if I'm doing videos, I got to do some editing. Well, so why not just go live? But I see so many people do videos, they don't edit. They don't edit. It's just like they're live, except they record it. They record it, and it is what it is. You get what you get. It is what it is. They don't edit. You just get what you get. Okay, he turned his music down. You just get what you get. So I hope y'all have had a happy Tuesday. I'm trying to combine taco and talk. A taco Tuesday, a talking Tuesday, and I hope that you were able to, have some talks that were needed, that were necessary, or that were just plain fun. So hopefully you came on here and had a talk that was just plain fun. All right? It's good to talk when necessary. It's not always necessary to talk. Just like when I say when we're doing these walking talks, listen, if you don't want to talk, don't talk, just walk. If you don't want to talk, don't talk, just walk. All right? Walking, the moving is the most important part. Keep it moving, keep pushing, keep moving. All right? Move those joints. Remember to stretch before and stretch after. Stretch before and stretch after. Think of the word radar. R, the first R, think stretching. A, think warm up. D, think your workout. A, think cool down. I had to see what was going on. Think cool down. And R, think stretching. Start with stretching, end with stretching. And if you feel like you need to stretch anytime in between, stop and stretch in between. All right? Sometimes those muscles, that lactic acid starts to build up. That lactic acid is what's going to make you sore the next day. Okay? That's why you should take a break. If you do the upper body today, do lower body tomorrow and upper body again Thursday. Because tomorrow, depending on how hard you went to, you're going to be sore upper body. Okay? So give it some time to recuperate, regroup, refresh, and then get back at it Thursday. And then you don't have to worry about upper body Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Right? Unless you're just one of those people that just work out every other day. Every other day. Lakeitha says, I like talking. I think I talk too much. A lot of people like talking, Lakeitha. A lot of people like talking. You're not the only one. A lot of people like talking. They like to talk. I didn't like to talk much. That's why I don't really have too much to talk about when I be live. I just started going live to focus on the walking. So, but I do know though, from, learning, training, that if you can walk and talk, that is a sign of your fitness level. So I like to try to make sure that I continue to do that. It doesn't mean you're not fit if you can't walk and talk. It's great if you can. If you can't, that's good. But some people can and they just don't want to, But if you can walk and talk, that is a great sign of your fitness level, your stamina, your endurance. Okay? But if you can't, if you feel uncomfortable while doing so, don't do it. Don't do it. You'll work up to that. You'll get to that. You'll get to that place. And some people don't want to get to that place. They just want to focus on walking because this is their time to enjoy themselves. You know how we talk about me time? A lot of times people use this as their me time. Now, I would use this as my me time if I didn't use my exercise time as my me time. So when I'm doing my weights and stuff, that's my me time. And that's why I don't go live doing that. That's my me time. Peter says, I'm glad to know that Stefan came over here starting some football drama. Stefan, I wonder if he's still here. Stefan, we're going to be country Wayne / football drama. Stefan came over here insulting was it the Cowboys? At least he said Cowboys, because I heard some other disrespectful things said towards those Cowboys. But when he said he didn't think Chicago Bears had a team, I was about to holler. I was about to holler. And then, Lakeitha, some people are talkers, like, but it has to be like the people, like, people they know. So some people, they just like to talk. They can hold a conversation with anybody. They can hold a conversation with anybody. My great-granddad was like that. I tell y'all about him all the time. He could stop and hold a conversation with anybody. If you resembled somebody he knew, he gonna stop and ask you who you related to? Do you know so-and-so and so-and-so? He can hold a conversation with anybody. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Some people never meet a stranger, And then some people don't like to talk. And that's okay. Then you got those who like to talk, but they only talk with those who they're like comfortable with, like who they know. Because some people will tell you, so-and-so doesn't like to talk much. But if you know him or her and you get them going, you can't get them quiet. You can't get them quiet. So that's how some people are. Stefan says, I'll be right back. Look at Sonny talking to who? Stefan, bro, who's she talking to? Who's she talking about Mike to? The only friend she got is Shayla. Unless she's talking to Rashawn. And they ticked me off today talking about Mike tells Rashawn about what happened with Sonny. He didn't tell it. He did not tell it. We're right, my uncle was the same way. He talked to everyone. Ooh, Lakeitha, my great-grandpops. Ooh. We would take him to like the grocery store. Cause he was like, in his 70s. We were like in our early 20s. Yeah, yeah, he was like in his late 70s. And that was my great-granddad. And he was like, that was my grandmother's father. He would talk to anybody. You hear me? And then we'd be like, Granddad, you don't know them, do you? Like, we weren't going to get disrespectful. Like, back then you get disrespectful, you get popped in the mouth. Like, even if you got tired of him stopping talking to everybody, we'd be like, come on, Granddad, we got to go. Or you don't know them, do you? And it used to be so funny because he didn't care what age they were. They could be young, old, middle age. It didn't matter. If they looked like somebody he knew. Who your people? Is so-and-so your daddy? He got to be your uncle or something. Y'all, they loved him though. Everybody loved him. Because that's the same one that would tell us that everybody is due a speaking. Everybody's due a speaking. He didn't believe in that. He knew that people didn't always like each other. Yeah, he knew that. But even then, y'all, even if it was somebody he didn't care for, he'll speak to him. He'll throw his hand up at the least. He will speak to him. And his whole thing, like I was saying, I think I talked about it yesterday or the day before yesterday. He would always say anybody is due a speaking. Everybody is due a speaking. Like I was saying yesterday, I learned more and more as I became an adult what he meant by that. You just never know what people are going through. Even some of the people who cut up the most, even though you kind of find yourself saying, I don't care about them. They cut up with everybody. They just always start in trouble. I get the concept of what he was saying when he says everybody is due a speaking. Sometimes people who cut up and always about chaos and start a mess, sometimes that's all they've ever been a part of. In their family, at school, at work. So when somebody is nice to them, they can't even accept it. They can't even accept it. So I kind of, I started to realize what he truly meant when he said everybody's doing speaking. Because he said, even if you don't like each other, what's the use of standing up there staring at each other? And he ain't lying. When you see somebody you don't like, you either look, you might not stare at them, but you give them a look, and you almost want them to make sure that they see you roll your eyes or something. Or they want to make sure that you saw them roll their eyes. So, so it's like, I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying now. Look, he just says, laugh out loud, girl, that's my uncle all the way. I'd be embarrassed. I told him to stop talking. I told him to stop talking to everybody because everybody don't like talking. I know. And I bet it didn't work a lick. I bet it didn't work a lick. Look, Ethan, look. We had to stop telling him. I don't even think, did we ever tell him to stop talking? I think we used to kind of be like, Granddad, you know him? Like we would try to say it so that we wouldn't make sure we wouldn't hurt his feelings, because we didn't want to just say, Granddad, you be talking to everybody. So we would make sure we keep the right tone. We'd be like, Granddad, you talk to everybody. And that's when he'd be like, everybody do was speaking. And we would be saying, we didn't tell him, we'd be saying after the fact, but you holding a whole 30-minute conversation. Because when you mature, you understand why. They have a lot to teach us, And honestly, we were learning. We were really learning. Because even though we kind of we understood then what he meant by everybody's doing speaking. We knew that. But when you're young, not all young people, because some young people are very, very mature, and they go with that. You know what I'm saying? It sticks with them early. But some of us, we know what he was talking about. But when you're just on the go, you know what he's talking about, but you're not really caring much about it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, we know what he's talking about. Sometimes people just having a bad day. But a lot of times when you're a little bit younger, some of us are selfish. And we're like, shoot, sometimes we got a bad day. Ain't nobody speaking to us or caring about what we think. So, when you're young, you just think like that. But that was just wisdom. And a lot of times people think wisdom has to be so deep. Wisdom doesn't always have to be that deep. Words don't always have to be that deep to be wise. In order for words to be wise, or considered words of wisdom, they don't always have to be that deep. And they weren't that. Those words, they weren't that. They were deep, not deep, if that makes sense. Because we understood it then, and we understand it now. But it's a different level, I guess, is what you could say. It's a different level of understanding. We completely understood it then, but now there's more importance to the way we understand it. It's more important to us now. It's more important to us now. So we're going to do these steps one more time. We're going to work that body. We're going to trick the body, trick the body, trick the body. Up, 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 down, 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 up, up, up. Then we're going to go over here. Up, up, down, down, up, up. All you got to do is just trick your body. Okay? When you get bored, trick your body. See, y'all wouldn't believe it, but I just put a working on those calves right there. I just put a working on those calves right there. They was telling us nothing but the truth. Right, nothing but the truth. That makes perfect sense. And now I look back, like I say, hindsight is 2020. Some of the things I did and said, I wouldn't do them and say them now, unless somebody pushes you to that degree. Because we're all still human. We all have a button, right? We all have different bags that we can't come out of. But I'm saying consistently, all the time, daily, I'm not trying to be nothing like I was when I was 20-something. I'm just not. I'm not. But you got some 50, 60-year-olds, they're the exact same way they used to be at 20, as a teenager. Some of them are even worse. Some of them are worse, because guess what? Some of them feel like they getting payback. They paying these people back for the things that other people did to them back then. So some people feel like they out here, they used to do me like this in high school, but they don't do it to me now. Good. Stand your ground. Stand on business. But every day, like some people just be looking for fights. They be looking for fights. Like we just understand it better. It's kind of like when you say, if they're going to try a juvenile as an adult? What age is the age of complete understanding? Some of us don't get a complete understanding until we're 40, 50 years old, 40s and 50s. Of course, we have a complete understanding of things, but I'm talking about when it comes to the way things affect people, the way things affect us, our mentality, other people's mentality, having empathy for those other people, you know, having a complete understanding that we are all human. Yeah, we get that basis that we're all human, but we are all so totally different. You know, somebody can say something to Lakeitha and it rubs her the wrong way, and I'd be like, man, forget that. But it rubbed her the wrong way. I don't know why. It could be something in her past, or it could be she just ain't about that. And the same thing can go for me. You can flip it around. Something I could just fly off the handle, and Lakeitha could be like, girl, calm your ass down. What's wrong with you? It just depends on people's history. So when people say that people act a certain way because they ain't happy at home and they ain't this and they ain't that, no, I mean, there can be some truth to that for some people. But for some people, it's just their growth. It's the way they grew up. It was the way that they've been living life. It's the things they've been exposed to. And you can't try to judge people all the time because you wouldn't do something. There are a lot of things that I wouldn't do, and I would hope nobody would do it. And there are a lot of things that people do that I totally disagree with. But I can't say why. Even if they told me why and their justifications for whatever they did, that probably still wouldn't stand with me. You know, and the same with me. Some things I did, it probably still wouldn't. Well, your justification isn't justifiable enough. You shouldn't have done that. It is what it is. People are people. You got to learn to get by it and go on through. Get by it and go on through. And so that's why I say now some of those things our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, even my great-great-grandmother taught me some things. I was a teenager. She was still living. She was almost 100. They teach us those things, and we're like sponges. You know, we're like sponges. And when I say we're like sponges, we're soaking up what we don't think that we are. And we know that because we know that our kids soak up things. And for those who have grandkids, their grandkids, they soak up things. But we release. Sometimes you don't always squeeze the sponge and let everything come out. You don't squeeze the sponge and let all the knowledge come out. You squeeze the sponge and a little bit comes out at a time, you know? So a lot of the things they taught us, we aren't standing on them or completely understanding them. When I say we're full-grown adults and we're not completely understanding yet, yeah, we're full-grown adults and we should be, but sometimes it takes trial and error. Sometimes it takes situations. And then the sponge is squeezed just a little bit, and we understand a little bit more about what they were talking about. Then the sponge gets squeezed a little bit more, and we understand more at what they were talking about. And that can come in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. Next thing you know, you're in your 70s, and you're releasing some of that same information that was pulled into your sponge, and you're releasing, somebody else is releasing it who you've had encounters with. Hey, Wave. Love to travel with Wave. Says, hey, stopping by for a short peek. Thank you, Wave. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping through here. Lakeitha says, I thank God that I'm so much better now than when I was younger. Me too, Lakeitha. Me too. Me too. Because, honey, some of the stuff that go on now, if we encountered it back then, I wasn't bad, but I'm so much better now. Right. And see, you don't even, and that's the key. As long as you're better. See, some people were bad. Some people were good. Some people were lukewarm. Some people were just kind of, bad at times. But they become better. The goal is to always become better, even if you know you're good. And if you're okay with where you are, that's good. Some people are okay right with where they are right now. Like I was saying earlier, everybody's not a work in progress. Sometimes we say people are works in progress. That's true, but sometimes people are good just where they are because they know where they were. They know where they were. So sometimes people are good. They're no longer works in progress. They know what they know what they are now. They know what they were. And they could probably be better, but they're just so glad that they're not where they used to be. They're just so glad that they're not where they used to be. So thank y'all. Look, I've been on here almost 2 hours, y'all. Almost 2 hours. But I'm about to get off of here. I appreciate you, Lakeitha. I appreciate you, Wade. You guys, thank you so much for coming through here. I definitely appreciate you. Who was? Stefan, look, y'all, I'm gonna get Stefan. I'm gonna get Stefan. Y'all know where he at. I'm gonna tell y'all where he is. He over there watching Country Wayne. That's what he doing. Lakeitha says, yes, that's so true. Yeah, Lakeitha, I had the real. See, that's something else that somebody could have told me.
What
Hey, he scared the shit out of me, y'all. Yeah, I'm good, I'm good. Your bike was so quiet. Yeah, yeah, he was like, you good? I was like, yeah. He said, okay. He said, I was just checking. I said, yeah, I'm good. I think because I was talking on the phone or whatever, but his bike was so quiet, y'all. He scared the shit out of me. Uh-oh, I just cussed, y'all. Look, YouTube is not made for kids. So, yeah, so sometimes people aren't works in progress because they just know. They know where they used to be and they know where they are now. Doesn't mean that later on they won't start to feel like they're a work in progress again. They may be just as content with where they are, and they don't ever have to feel like they're a work in progress anymore because they know just how much better they are now than they used to be. I bet he did scare. Girl, when I tell you he scared the shit out of me, look, Keith. I got Bessie on my side. Look, let me tell y'all something. I got Bessie right in this bag. He scared Bessie. I got a friend named Bessie. She in that bag. When I tell you he scared Bessie. But I tell you he scared Bessie. And the reason he scared me was because his bike was so quiet. And I had just looked that way because I was looking for cars. So, yeah, be careful, love. Okay, Lakeitha, talk to you later. I'm about to get out of here, girl. I'm about to get out of here. We had fun today. Hey, Bird. Hey, Bird. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live, Bird. We finishing up, Bird. You should have been in here earlier, girl. We was having a good time. We was just being silly, having some conversation about growing up, about the stuff we were taught coming up, about the meaning of those things now, how they meant the same thing then that they mean now. And we understood what our parents and grandparents meant when they would tell us things, but we didn't fully understand then the way that we do now. Look, he's scared Bessie. Let me tell you. He scared my bestie. I'm like, what the hell? And it's like, it was, I don't even know how to explain it. Have y'all ever been in a situation where somebody kind of came up on you or got in your space and it was like, it ticked you off? And then there are times when somebody gets in your space and it's like, it's all good because it's just all good. Because if they meant bad, it wouldn't have went the way it went. Like, he was real pleasant. He was polite. Even when I muted, because I was muted, I had to see what was up. But he was real pleasant. He was real polite. That's all right, Bird. We just been chilling. We just talking about old sayings and how we knew what those things meant, and now it's just like we have a better understanding of them. Like, we understood it then, but we're able to apply some of those things better now because we understand them more. We understand them better. Sometimes it's because we have more empathy for people. Or sometimes it's because we've been through more experiences. Like some of the things that my grandparents were telling me, or my parents were telling me when I was 18, even 19, 20. I'm like, I'm hearing them, but, and I know what it means, but I'm like, okay, Granddad, okay. But, I get it, I hear it. Maybe she was having a bad day, but she better not say that to me again. You know what I'm saying? So we understood what they meant. But then now, teaching our kids the same thing, because we've gone through some of those things. We want people to have empathy on us. We want people to understand when we have a bad day, when we say something out of character, because we're not feeling up to par mentally, physically, maybe emotionally. So, and then just living life in general. You start to, some of those words of wisdom, they're not that deep. They're not that deep, but they are deep. Like, it's not like you got to get a book of poetry or something like that But if you wrote those things down, they would be a great book. You know, if you wrote those things down, there would be a great book. So it's like something like everybody's doing good speaking. Even when even if you don't like them, if they're gonna stare at you that long, go ahead and throw your hand up. You never know. Y'all might become the best of friends, or you might at least become cordial. You just never know, and you never know what they. Sometimes, have y'all ever had somebody who you don't care for confide something in you? Like it's so somebody that you don't care for, you don't like, and they confide in you about something. They know you don't care for them because they don't care for you. But I don't know, maybe even like on the job, and you end up confiding in that person. Because even though you don't like them, like you may really see them just down, you be like, damn, they talking? He had to be down. And y'all may not become the best of friends after the fact. But it breaks the ice, and the resentment that probably had no reason to be there in the first place is no longer there. And even if you did have a reason to resent them, maybe you guys break the ice and it's just gone. You know, it just melts. It melts. Lakeitha says, I had fun. Me too, Lakeitha. Stephon says, Sonny was talking to the guy she trained about what happened with her and Mike. Dude put Mike back in game. I'm ready for Sonny and Mike to unite. What? So he was speaking up for Mike. Lakeitha says, I have. Yep. Yeah. Like a lot of times, you know, we realize that some of the things that they were telling us, we understood them then, but we have a better understanding of them now because we've lived, you know, so many years since that point. You know, we've gotten older. We really take it and, you know, think about it, what they said, and we want to understand it more. We want to understand it more now, or we at least try to understand things more. Like I said, there were things that we knew exactly what he was talking about when he would say certain things, or they would say certain things, like everybody's doing good speaking. It wasn't just like the regular stuff like do unto others as you have them do unto you. It was just little sayings that our parents, you know, depending on where they lived, how they were brought up, what their parents taught them, just things that they would say. And you know, you get a better understanding of them. You get a better understanding of them. And not only do you get a better understanding of them, you implement them. You implement those things. You implement those things into your life, your daily life, or the life of those that you raise or that you encounter. Stephon, y'all see Stephon, Lakeitha. Berber, you see Stephon? Stephon says, I don't talk or be around people I don't like. That's true, Stephon. But Stephon, have you never been in a situation where it was like somebody you really didn't care for? I don't even want to say you don't like them, like, you know that you don't, or maybe I couldn't say you don't like them. Like you really don't care for them. Not that they really ever did anything to you. It's just a vibe about them. You don't care for them. But then all of a sudden they start talking to you about something. It's like all of a sudden they start talking to you about something. They kind of start to pour their heart to you a little bit, or kind of, for some reason that day they felt like they could talk to you. And then you end up talking to them. Like I said, y'all might not become besties or anything, or even become friends. But sometimes, you know, and everybody's probably hadn't had this experience. You know, it's an experience that everybody hasn't had. But sometimes they'll want to talk to you because everybody that loves them or that they're close to, they probably all talked out with them, or maybe they're just a little ashamed or embarrassed, don't want to talk about certain things with them. And for some strange reason, talking to someone that they know may be better at the time than talking to a stranger. Because sometimes people pour their hearts out to strangers. Look at Berber. Berber. Look at Berber. Berber probably like Stephon. If I don't like you, I ain't talking to you. He is. Lakeitha. Stephon is funny. It's funny. Like I've seen that happen. I've seen two young ladies were dating the same guy, you know, and one of them had, you know, she had gone on about her business, had another relationship and another relationship, and she was like, girl, now she didn't tell me what they talked about. So she, you know, because sometimes it's not good to confide in people who don't like you now. It's not good to confide in some people who like you. So they, you know, they talked, it was just, and it was regarding the guy. And that was kind of touching because she's talking to an ex that she had trouble with, an ex that she gave trouble, but the ex no longer wanted him, so she had moved on, and she was having a conversation, and she ended up having to. She didn't want to talk to her mom about it because they had the talks, and it had come to the point where it was embarrassing. Didn't want to talk to the sister about it, and just definitely didn't want to talk to the brothers or anything like that because then it makes a conflict. They already know they're on shaky ground. So she literally ended up having to talk to the ex, y'all. Having to talk to the ex. And believe it or not, they're friends now. Neither one of them with him. Neither one of them are with him. And I think that that's the phone call. Even though she stayed with him, I think like a couple years, I still think that that was the phone call that broke the ice with them. I think that that was the phone call that did it. Because they had no reason to like each other. One of them came in, he had been lying, of course, but by the time she found out about her, of course, you got some women and some men, they will interject in a relationship knowing full well that the person is with someone. Because their motto is they're not married. Some people are just like that. But my thing is if they're with somebody, they're with somebody. So she didn't know, but she knew soon after. And and realized that the relationship that had been going on for years, and he brought her in and was lying. But they ended up, like I said, she had gotten to the point where she was too embarrassed to talk to her family, I guess, and her friends who knew what was going on. They knew what was going on, but it's you get to a point of embarrassment where you just can't talk to certain people anymore. So they end up having a conversation, and believe it or not, they're friends now. They're friends. Neither one of them are with them. So sometimes it's just, I don't know. It's just sometimes it takes like time. Like most people that you encounter in life, even if it's because somebody's cheating on somebody, and it's for just a short time, and then you guys go your separate ways. But sometimes, relationships are developed where you thought it would never be a relationship. So I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. It's been almost 2 hours. Y'all know I wish y'all peace, positivity, and prosperity, because without peace, what is it? It's chaos. Without positivity, you got negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity live and breathe and roam together, I'm not going to say you don't prosper, but guys, but you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. And we want to prosper to our fullest potential, or at least get as close to it as we possibly can. So don't let people bother you, and don't let stress people stress you out. Okay? You find yourself, especially over these holidays, in somebody's lounge, in somebody's home, in somebody's spot, place, and you don't feel right, you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel welcome, grab your grip and go. Get up out of there. Get up out of there. If somebody comes into your environment, into your ecosystem, and they're not right, they're shaking things up, put them out. Put them out. Because it might not be perfect in your ecosystem, in your spot, in your place, in your home, on your platform. It may not be perfect. But you want to keep things as equal as possible. All things as equal as possible. You want a nice equilibrium, okay? You want a nice equilibrium. Lakeitha says, amen to that. Take care and be blessed. You too, Lakeitha. You too, Burr says, later lines, probably catch you next time. Thank you, Burr. I appreciate you. Thank you, Stefan, bro. I appreciate you coming over here supporting. Coming back, let me know what's going on over there in Wayneville. Great live, everybody. I got to cook for my daughter. Y'all have a good night. You too, bro. Y'all have a good night. I got to see what I'm going to eat. I got to figure out what I'm going to eat. I'm not going to eat heavy. But I got to figure out something. We got to get a salad or something. All right. Love y'all. Thank y'all for coming in here. And again, I'll see you guys in the next Let's Walk and Talk Alliance Pride. Bye, y'all.